Hello and welcome to my easy to understand guide to the Thiiird magazine website and audiences. This video is going to be particularly relevant for you if you are studying EDUCAS A-Level Media Studies, as it currently appears as an optional set text on Component 2. The main target audience for this magazine are quite a specialised and alternative audience to a lot of other mainstream products. One of the first types of audiences it can be seen to target is people from LGBTQ+ communities. There's a huge amount of content on the website that is relevant to people within these communities, whether that is discussing issues that people from LGBTQ+ communities face, discrimination, homophobia, transphobia, etc. It also covers issues of embracing your identity, empowerment. There's lots of rainbow colours, pride flags, and lots of imagery of people who perhaps don't fall into those binary gender categories. We see images of both cis and trans people. We see images of people who don't necessarily conform to typical gender standards. So perhaps, for example, men wearing makeup. And these images kind of create this quite inclusive environment, which might engage a lot of people from these communities who feel underrepresented or misrepresented elsewhere. The magazine also targets a lot of ethnic minority groups. A lot of other magazines, particularly within Britain and America and other Western countries, often create a much more ethnocentric white representation, whereas this magazine is much more diverse. There's people from a huge range of ethnic backgrounds. There's a lot of articles about things like racism, discrimination, historical diversity and modern diversity as well. There's also articles about various cultural issues. So for example, things like Afrobeat jazz, Muslim skate culture, intersectional feminism and Black history. And this is going to create a really diverse, inclusive atmosphere for audiences from these different ethnic backgrounds, where they're going to feel this sense of community and being recognised. The magazine does target a variety of different gender identities. There is quite a big focus on women or people who identify as female. There's a lot of articles about things like feminism, articles about sexism and misogyny. When I was on there was also articles about things like body acceptance and kind of body positive movements. And so again, feeling quite empowering for people from groups that are typically quite marginalised.
The fact that the editor-in-chief and in fact all of the small number of staff that they have are from a really varied range of backgrounds in terms of race, culture, sexuality, gender identity may help them understand what their very diverse audiences are actually interested in and want to read about.
Audiences are predominantly more active than ever before, and they enjoy spending time online using convergent technologies. And so the Thiiird magazine producers have tried to encourage this by allowing active audiences to click on links, to visit other sites, to follow them on social media, to listen to their podcasts. Audiences can even submit their own ideas for articles and their own photography too. So allowing them to feel very involved.
In fact, during lockdown, the magazine really relied on active audiences on Instagram, encouraging them to pre-order and prepay for the next issue in order to guarantee them the funding they needed to actually make the edition of the magazine. This reliance on audience crowdfunding was so important for their survival.
The mode of address in the magazine is quite cultured and educational. They sometimes use quite technical, detailed, or high-level language, which means perhaps the audience can be seen as quite cultured and educated as well. There's a lot of visual appeal for audiences as well. Lots of large images, bold, colourful photography, stylised, high fashion, high makeup. And this is going to be super engaging for readers. And the small amounts of copy or text on a lot of the pages is going to make the website feel quite accessible and easy to read. There's no paywall on this website, which means you don't have to pay to access it or any of the content. And that makes it feel very accessible for audiences. A lot of people don't want to pay for their entertainment or education anymore. There is a focus on British audiences, and you can see that by the fact that They collaborate with British radio stations or British celebrities quite a lot. They also sell the magazine in UK stores and at a lot of UK events like the Tate Modern and other art galleries and exhibitions.
And whilst there is some focused on Britain and British issues, there's also a huge number of articles about global issues and global events as well. The articles on the website focus on a huge range of countries and cultures from around the world, and this helps to broaden its audience out to a more global one as well.
A lot of magazines now have to branch out into a global market in order to survive, and this magazine's website is no different. The fact that it is a website makes it more globally accessible. The use of their social media obviously adds a more global audience that might not have been aware of the magazine otherwise. They do also have a range of international stockists in other countries, so you can access and buy this magazine elsewhere. They're also involved in a range of global events, and they also have global podcasts. So trying to bring in a wider audience, perhaps in order to stay afloat. And that was my easy to understand guide to audiences and Thiiird magazine website. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel for other videos that might be relevant for you, including other content about Thiiird magazine. And if you would like a video that I don't already have, leave a little comment below and I'll add it to my to-do list.